I just want to give you an overview of the Noni. Sometime I may mix oil palm, forgive me. There are many vernacular names which you know that I don't want to spend more. And it's a crop. It was not a crop. It was a plant, underutilized, underexploited plant, found all over the road, all over the coastal line, all over the island shores, forest, reserve forest, and like that. In all the places it was there. And then it's tolerant to the very high salinity also. It's a tropical crop, and if you see the distribution, this is the distribution where all the plantation crops also have the distribution in this particular area. So it can be a crop which can fit well in those plantation crop as a mixed crop, which I will come later. So this is the latitude, longitude, all that I have shown you. Then there are many countries, Pacific countries, American countries, and Asian countries are having this plant. So it is a very versatile plant, can come up anywhere and everywhere. No need for a fertile soil. It can also be planted anywhere. Noni, only thing is the noni growth ceased when the temperature goes up. Soil, as far as soil is concerned, whatever the said and done, it can be grown in any type of soil with a proper management. That is my concept which I am putting forth. It's a native forest, it is growing well. If the soil conditions are good, it will grow well. But in any soil, with the management, we can grow the crop to give a highest yield. So seed priming and seed treatment has been done for last probably more than 15 years elsewhere. One Dr. Nelson and his group and elsewhere, we also have done. So the seed treatment part of it have been done enough research, and I don't think that there is a need for any more research on this. The growth rate is moderate, that is 0.75 to 1.5 meter per year, or sometime with the copious irrigation and all, it can be 2 meter or 2.5 meter also. The propagation can be through stem, seeds, rooted cuttings, air layerings, etc. Seeds is the common practice that everywhere it is being used, but you know the seeds when we are using there will be diversity. Plants will not be uniform. Uniformity cannot be created. So we always advocate to go for the stem cutting or the rooted cuttings or air layering or now the vegetative propagation of the softwood grafting probably which we will be coming through. The seed dormancy work also has been done as early as 1994. So seed dormancy breaking, pre-sowing treatment, all research have been done very clearly, and there is no need for further research on this. That's what the review says. This, even yesterday, some of you were there and the meeting that vegetative propagation. Lot of good work has been done. One such work has been done by Asha et al. And then Chandra and Jnanasegaran, and then somebody else also. We see the softwood or hardwood, 2 to 3 buds, 3 to 5 buds. So these are all the things that has been tested. But in this area, there is only one thing which has to be done is 3 to 5, yes, 5 instead of 5 nodes, whether we can start with a single node. So what is the that type of research only has to be taken as far as the vegetative, single node. You know, way back, we started the work when I was in sugarcane, 1976, the chip method. The chip method, we did it 1976. But today in TV, I could see that the chip method is the most popular method for propagating sugarcane. So like that, smaller the seed material, more effective and more number it can be made possible. So those type of research we need to take it up. This is a plant very ideal for tissue culture. Tissue culture technology has been standardized by one Dr. Subramaniam from our Noni research, and as well as by one another person in this. So these vertical cuttings and all these are the web I'm not going into too much details. Yesterday there was a question about the hollow, non-hollow system. Here is a hollow, there is a pith, but the pith dries. So that is why it is known as a hollow stem. So whether it is appropriate or not appropriate, that needs debate. Now, Asha Shankar's earlier paper has shown that the two node softwood cutting is very best. Yesterday, CR made a presentation of 3 to 5 node paper. So, 2 to 5 nodes, we can safely do it. And we have also started some work at the NRC Noni with the 2 node, 3 node, 4 nodes. So, germination is good, but only thing is the continuation could not be done for producing large number of seed. One of the important things it is brought out is dipping in the Noni solution. Dipping is cow dung is an universally accepted thing and many have tried. Dipping in Noni solution gives a good germination, good root growth, good shoot growth. So Noni is not only for promoting our own health, but also for promoting the plant health. It can be used. This is also Asha 2016. Then the chemicals IBA and all have been tested. Micropropagation. The other scientists who did the micropropagation work, the multiple shoot initiation and successful establishment of the rooted shoot in the small plastic disposable cup is Patadi et al. 2011. So technique is now ready. It's only a question of standardized propagation, mass multiplication and distribution. These are the tissue culture plantlets in the pot. Small cups we can transfer and effectively root establishment can be made. Irrigation is one. As a crop, when we adapted to all conditions in India and elsewhere, as an irrigated crop, drip irrigation is suggested. If you give an adequate water, the yield level gets increased. That's why among the basin, drip and then sprinkler and all, sprinkler may be suitable, but it initiates a lot of weed growth around. So drip is the best system. And in the drip, then we have developed tentatively some schedule. For the first year, 4 liters per day. Second year, 8 to 12 liters. And third year, 15 liters. It requires a small quantity of water, but with a good mulch. A thick mulch of 6 inches if you are putting on the basin. And then with this, so with a smaller quantity, a drop, with every drop, we grow more or we get more yield. Irrigation at 50 to 75% of the pan operation, along with the paddy straw or cocoa coir pith mulching. Even if cocoa coir pith is not there, anything, any available green material which has been harvested, weeds and other things dried and then put it back into the basin as a mulch, that is good enough. So the drip concept I am not going into. Pruning is a very important aspect that we have to. The crop comes to flowering in 9 months, but people try to leave it at 9 months and try to get the yield. That is not good. Even in oil palm, we say that 2.5 years you allow to make the stem growth. Like that, here also we say that the plant should be more healthy, more sturdy, because it has to yield for many, many years. So that is why initially don't allow at 9 months. You go on removing the flower and then leave it, then you will get a good yield. Pruning is one aspect. We have yet to standardize what type of pruning, to what height it has to be. So this is one area which needs a further research. We have done, it's all tentative. You remove like this and all that is a tentative. Spacing 4 by 4 meter or 12 by 12 feet. Fertilizer, other than Nelson and Singh 2007, Nelson was the first to report, and Singh et al. 2007 have indicated 14-14-14 NPK. Now this 14-14 NPK, whether it is required, depending upon the soil analysis of the place where we are growing, whether we can reduce the P or what type of thing, that also need fertilizer aspect. Not much research has been done. Yes. So irrigation come organic manure. The 100% of water which is required for the oil palm giving in drip irrigation, giving us a drip irrigation, as well as the 100% of the recommended dose of the fertilizer 50% of the fertilizer is an organic manure and 50% as a vermicompost. It gives a yield of 25.68 ton in the second year itself. That was a research coming out of our project, which was reported by Dr. Ponnusamy yesterday. Crust, coral, dolomite and clay, these are some of the organic. For organic cultivation, we need. Yesterday a lot of discussion on the chicken manure compost or macadamia husk also is good. Any material, chicken manure is a hard manure, pig manure is a hard manure. So when we are, even the press mud is a hard manure, hard organic matter. So when we are getting these things, there is a seasoning period is required. Maybe about 6 months seasoning period. After the seasoning period, it gives a very good response. There is no doubt about it. So you can safely use. Only thing is you have to give a seasoning period. Liming is necessary wherever the soil requires liming. Here also we have given a tentative schedule of the organic. It's not based on, with the available information we have given for in the good agricultural practices of organic production of noni, that the 2 kg of vermicompost or half a kg of neem cake, at the 12th month 2 kg of vermicompost or compost, 1 kg neem cake, 1 kg biofertilizer, 18th month 2 kg vermicompost, 1 kg neem. From 24th month 5 kg vermicompost and 5 kg wood ash, 1 kg neem cake and 1 kg plus biofertilizer. The biofertilizers of trichoderma, acetobacter, phosphobacter, pseudomonas, if these things put in the planting pit and then plant, the plant right from the growth is having a good growth and good vigor, and mostly the disease aspect of it is able to manage. So this is very important. The planting right at the planting pit using the biofertilizer is very, very important for any crop, I used to say. So pruning we have already discussed. This is a wrong pruning. You should not do it. Allowing it to grow. So that when you start pruning, you are losing that much nutrient loss, that much growing period loss, that much energy of yours lost, and then doing this type of pruning should not be. Pruning should be done as early as possible, and after that the canopy level pruning which has to be assessed. Weed management, repeated mulching I have said, guinea grass, whatever it is available we have to put. Sometime the basin we can grow the green manure like Rathinam and Daincha and Desmanthus, Desmodium, like so many crops are there which you can sow it in the basin after 60 days, cut it and put it. So it acts. One is leguminous green manure crops fixes the atmospheric nitrogen. Through root nodules, it also, the root nodules fixes atmospheric nitrogen, and then through adding this material back to the soil, again the nitrogen and other fertilized nutrient elements are being added. Noni can fit well as a mixed crop, and in noni, many intercrops can be grown. So whatever it is in cashew garden, mango garden, coconut garden, arecanut garden, oil palm garden, wherever, the cropping system can come. Means nowadays the concept is the land is limited, one crop is not adequate, more than one crop has to be. The vertical growth only has to be, horizontal growth is not possible. When horizontal growth of area expansion is not possible, only for the vertical growth, go for multi-tier cropping system for which noni fits well. Many annual crop, even arecanut, banana, noni is there in Andaman. D.R. Singh has done some work on that. One of the program which we introduced in the All India Coordinator Research Program on the palms, introducing noni as a mixed crop, that has done well at Kasargod and also in the many coordinating centers. This has come up very well, and so that means an additional income. There are certain medicinal aromatic plants also can be grown very successfully, very profitably. It's like kacholam, Campharia calanga, ginger, perform well under noni. That was also seen yesterday, Asha et al., 2015 and 2016. So we have discussed enough about the organic, then I move. So it has a concept of the 12 house aspect for an organic production. So if we fill up all these 12 house, but the pest and disease part of the organic production still is a question mark. We have some, but we have to develop some more uh, organic pesticide to overcome this. Coming to the yield, noni bears fruits in the 9 months. As I said, it should not be allowed. Harvesting can be done throughout the year. Maybe 2 seasonal is there, but throughout the year it can be done. Highest yield of 70 tons have been harvested, and the highest plant yield of 250 to 300 kg per plant has also been harvested. That is, this is the yield potential. Even 90 ton also has been harvested. If that is a potential, how to exploit that potential? That is what the technology has to provide. So harvest can be 6 to 7 times according to Nelson, but here continuous harvest is possible, and you can leave the crop 40 to 50 years. When you want to leave the crop 40 to 50 years, it will be a very big canopy you leave it as a. There is why the pruning is required. What type of canopy you have to maintain to get an economically viable yield. So the harvested fruit will be in the light yellow color. Post-harvest research also has been done. But still, the keeping quality for longer number of days, still not possible. Maybe 2 days, 3 days, which is not going to help us. Maybe in this aspect needs some more attention. Economics have been given very fantastic in Andamans, but at least even this is too high for you. But then an economic yield, profitable yield as a mixed crop, noni in many plantation crops is possible. That is what I can assure you. The future course of research, crop improvement, probably we will be discussing by the next paper in the crop improvement session. But evolving the high-yielding varieties and hybrids resistant or tolerant to biotic, abiotic stresses, climatic resistant, using the conventional breeding as well as biotech, molecular breeding. Now, in oil palm, 400 genomes have been identified. After identifying the genomes, the scientists were emphatic. The Malaysian government is emphatic that I can produce any type of plant for the industry needed. Oil yield, high yield, quality, for anything, drought, pest, what, that type of confidence has to come. Then maybe molecular breeding, genomic research has to be taken. Maybe some of the projects which can be given on that direction. Assessing the performance of the high density planting. Nowadays concept for all the horticulture crop, which we think only the high density crop, put more number of plant and periodical removal or periodical crop geometrical shape or pruning. With that you can maintain a high density, or in between remove one plant after 10 years so that the yield will not be reduced for a longer number it can come. So that type of research also is needed. So canopy architecture I have said. Standardization of organic, very loosely here and there organic research has been carried out. A comprehensive, integrated, organic, good agricultural practices for organic production of noni is very, very essential. Maybe we can put together how much material, biomass is regenerated, can be regenerated, put back through the system. If this can be worked out, we can even reduce the quantity of the outside material. That will be more profitable. Evaluating suitable medicinal aromatic plants. These medicinal aromatic plants have a very good market, very good demand. So the noni can provide a platform for raising these crops very successfully. Then the Western disease will be dealt by somebody else. Standardization of the harvest technology, such as the maturity standards for different purposes. It need not necessarily be over-matured. Over-matured will not be useful. So what type of thing we are going to produce, our end product. Accordingly, how that harvest should be. So that type of harvesting technique and the tools for harvest has to be developed. Because this world is going towards mechanization, labor is a problem. So what type of mechanization can be adopted in noni has to be. Now the research that has been done on noni is just a drop in the ocean. A good start has been made. I can say proudly, the crop production or any other research that Indian scientists, Indian noni research has done lot of work. That way we can take credit based on our research results and through our publication of so many technical bulletins, organizing 13 noni sets, 2 World Noni Congress. So we have built up enough and adequate literature, how to use it and go further. So there is missing links are there. the missing, but the ocean will be less because of the missing drops. So the missing drops, like integrated nutrient management, integrated water management, has to be added through the systematic research on all aspects of the crop production. We have to go a long way, particularly in developing the sustainable, cost-effective, eco-friendly technology for organic production of noni. With this, noni for health and wealth. Thank you very much. Thanks for the WNRF for giving me the opportunity. Thanks to the chairman allowing me to complete my topic. Thanks for the audience patience listening.